Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here. I wanted to thank you for everything that you guys do. The watching the videos all the way through, the likes, the shares, the follows, the subscribes, everything that you guys do. I'm really grateful for it. And I want to thank you for that as well. You know, what we put out into the universe is what we get back. So I want to thank you for being here with me. And with that, I want to go get straight into the message. And so I wanted to just speak out on the things that have been happening, and I want us to take a closer look at what has happened in our past and how it's happening again now in the present, and then how that can manifest into our future, right? And so a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago or so, I put in a post where I said humanity has been kept under a slumber, either enraged or rage, slumber, or fear, right? And that has been done on purpose. Like, this has been orchestrated. It has been orchestrated this way because everything is vibration. Everything is a frequency, right? Everything has a frequency. From this sound bowl right here, this holds a frequency, to my cup right here, it holds a frequency, right? I hold the frequency. Everything holds a frequency, right? And so I speak a lot on spiritual warfare, right? And so when I speak on spiritual warfare, for me, because of the things that I've gone through, it goes a bit deeper, where it goes into energy harvesting. You know, one of the things that I went through was molestation, which is a form of energy harvesting, right? And so these entities, what they need is our energy, right? In order for these entities to carry out their purpose, we must be at a low vibration, at a low frequency, right? And so that's a way that they're able to harvest energy. That's a way that they're able to take ownership of our vessel, even if it's only temporary, right? And so I want us to really think about that and let us digest it. Let us really analyze that and think about what that means and come for ourselves to our own conclusions. In order for these dark forces to be able to move through this realm, right, which is the 3D realm, which is Earth, right? We as the people who inhabit it have to be operating at a low frequency. And so if you think about the music that's being put out there, if you think about the entertainment that's being put out there, if you think about what we see in the news and how that affects us, and how do we feel when we experience or indulge in certain activities when it comes to the things I just mentioned, right? Really think about that and really understand and come to your own understanding of what it is that is happening here. And now with the other things that are happening right now, where everybody is enraged because of the e-files, right? Which has been also orchestrated to be this way. We are going through a spiritual war. This is not being publicized, you know what I'm saying, in the news. This is not going to come up in the news that we're going through a spiritual war, light and darkness are, you know, in a battle to anchor in the new earth type of scenario, right? This is not something that's going to come out in the news. But us who are in it, those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, we know what that is, and we know what is happening here, which is why you always see us composed. Which is why you always see us, like, you know, not just love and light, but literally like exposing things in a manner where forgiveness is key, right? Because we see the bigger picture, but we're also exposing it to uproot it from the darkness, to uproot the darkness, bring it to light, and then we transmute it, and then there no longer be that which we uprooted, because all we need to do is bring it to light, right? But you see us composed. You see us taking care of our energy. You see us going to the gym, and if we're unable to go to the gym, we're walking. We're eating well. We're raising our vibration. We're raising our frequency, because we understand what our energy is, and we understand what is happening here when it comes to our energy. And for those of us who are not there yet, there's people like myself who are going to show up in front of you saying, hey, have you realized what's happening? And this is not a thing where you need to wake up. This is a take it or leave it basis. So if this doesn't resonate with you, you could literally scroll on. You don't have to leave anything in the comments. It's fine. That's just not your story yet. However, for those who have an inkling, for those who hear my voice and say, well, there might be something true to that, let me meditate on it, let me do something about it. The only thing that really it is for you to do is to really just take care of your energy and raise your frequency, raise your vibration. The reason being that anything that you're not using, there are other forces that are using it for you. That's just how that is. Our energy can be manipulated. Our will can be manipulated when we are not operating in a high frequency. And in order for these dark forces to operate and to gain strength and to be able to fight and to continue to live, they have to steal what they don't have, because they cannot naturally produce it, right? And so, because there has been certain things that has come out about this, like if you go and you read the e-files, you'll read about energy harvesting, right? And there are so many other things that you'll read about, and you'll understand that we're being ran by dark forces, and that they have to keep us either asleep, which is in a slumber, not questioning anything, overindulging, programmed, enraged, just upset, causing a ruckus. The reason being that that's another form of energy harvesting, because you're operating from that rage, from that fear, from that feeling inside of you of like you've been hurt, you're outraged, right? You're giving them your emotions, which is your energy in motion. And this is not to say that we are to suppress what is going on, but there is a way to do certain things. There is a way to approach certain things, and then we have to look at the bigger picture of what is really happening here, so that the same thing doesn't repeat itself again, because these people are still in power. Nobody has came down from their throne yet. So we really have to be strategic about how we move and understand what's happening here. And the other one is slumber, enraged, or fear. Fear, right? Which is our root chakra, right? So basically in our lower self. This is the only way that these energies can continue to live, continue to survive. It's through us, because we are energy. I'll be back for a part 2.